My heart pounds as I see my teammate get called out looking on a third strike pitch. My palms are sweaty, my legs shaking, my blood pumping as I nervously approach home plate. This is it, I think to myself. I have been working my hardest for this moment right here. The game is tied 2-2 in the top of the ninth inning. 2 outs and a runner on third. This is the championship game of the 2017 USSSA Colorado State Championship for fast pitch girls softball. Base hit and my teammate scores and we most likely win the game. Anything else is unacceptable. I walk slowly to the plate, breathing heavily in and out, as my coach signals to me to power slap. In this moment, there was nothing more important in the world to me than to bring my teammate home and to win this game. I set up my stance, glaring at the pitcher as she begins to wind up. The pitch comes in, and we won the game! This moment was easily one of the greatest of my life. My years of hard work had finally paid off and I was absolutely ecstatic, to say the least. I can't quite describe the sense of relief, happiness, and honor I felt in my heart to have played alongside these girls, my best friends, and to come out on top with teammates who made the game that much more special to me. I will never forget this moment in my life and I will cherish it forever. Little did I know, just months later, the game that I had grown to love so dearly would come to an abrupt close for me. High school ball was just around the corner, and I was still on a high from the state championship win my team had brought home the previous season. I was ready to be a varsity athlete and ready to contribute to a new team full of new faces. The head softball coach at my high school, Coach D, however, would soon be much of the reason this beloved game would be ripped from my hands. It's the first day of high school softball practice. I am anxious but incredibly excited for the new adventure of being a varsity athlete. Coach D seems nice but tough, as his passion for the game rains out on the field and he lets his intentions for the season be heard. I respect his charisma and his excitement for the season. However, it would soon become apparent that he wasn't as kind or knowledgeable as he seemed to be. Coach began to subtly pick favorites, and it became quite obvious that I wasn't one. Though my passion and work ethic were both strong, I was not naturally gifted with the talent of playing softball. My skills were acquired from years of hard work, sacrifices, and tears, but were always worth it in the end. It became apparent that Coach wasn't a fan of my bunting skills. As I was never a good power hitter, I rather utilized my speed on the bases. Coach couldn't care less about my speed and was only focused on the fact that my hitting wasn't as solid as the other girls. Because of this, Coach wouldn't play me at all. He believed that hitting was the core of the game, and if you can't hit, you shouldn't be on the field. After weeks of never being on Coach's good side, hardly playing in games, and being treated like I was less than the other, more talented girls, my self-esteem began to plummet. I began to question every move I made, on and off the field, and was convinced that I simply didn't deserve to be on the team. Maybe it's my personality, I thought to myself countless times. As I was always the quiet girl on the team, could it be that my lack of extroversion was the reason Coach didn't like me and want to play me? These negative thoughts spiraled in my head, affecting my daily life, taking a toll on my grades and negatively impacting my relationships. My depression grew stronger by the day as I felt so rotten about myself and my softball ability. My desire to play the game that was once everything to me began to fade away. I finally hit my breaking point one day, the day that I was finally put in the outfield, one of the last games of the season, as my coach seemed to somehow recognize that I did in fact still exist. I was so broken at this point that I was not happy to be out on the field during the game, but rather horrified. My coach had beaten me down mentally to a point where I truly believed that I was going to fail instead of simply playing the game and having fun while doing it. Surely enough, the first hit of the game comes straight at me, and what do? I drop it. The instant that happens, Coach pulled me from the game. I was humiliated and ashamed of myself. It is truly a shame that a single person had the power to make me hate going to the softball field. The place that had once felt like a second home and made me dread being in the place that was once my source of happiness, my outlet for anger and frustration, and the place where some of my closest friendships have formed. I didn't see it then, but I see it now. I have avoided being anywhere near a softball field for years because of the pain I felt whenever softball came in mind. I let this negative experience with the absolute worst coach of my life take away the game that I had loved so much. But I'm here to finally say that no, Coach, you did not take away my love for this game. In fact, because of your cruelness and lack of empathy, you have made me a strong person today. I now see that because of you, I have built a thick skin and am much more powerful than I ever thought I could be. And to you, softball, thank you for being there when I had nothing and no one else. Thank you for bringing me to my best friends, and thank you for shaping me into the person I am today. My life awaits new and exciting opportunities, and I am so hopeful for the future. Though I thought my softball career ending was the worst experience of my life, it has given room to discover myself in new ways and experience all different parts of life. Here's a quote: "There's always something good that comes out of every experience. Good times become good memories. Bad times become good lessons. You can never lose, you can only grow from life."